Hello everyone, in this video we'll discuss the poem The Lamb by William Blake. But before we start the poem, we'll get to know the background of the poem. This poem, The Lamb, belonged to William Blake's Song of Innocence. He wrote Song of Innocence and Experience that was published in 1794. Here, as you can understand from the title, there are two contradictory statements, innocence and experience. When do we have innocence? हमें मासूमियत कब होती है? When we are child, and then we get adult and we get experience. So in this volume there are two sections. First was Song of Innocence, as you can see here. This is Song of Innocence that was actually published in 1789. It is a collection of 19 poems. You should remember it, 19 poems. This collection shows the happy, innocent perception of pastoral harmony. But there are some poems like Chimney Sweeper that falls under this category, but that shows the experience, that how the childhood is naive and it is also the vulnerable state of the human being. And then the another part is Song of Experience that was published in 1794, and it has 24 poems. There are the name of the poems that you can read. 2-3 questions are there that you need to keep in your mind. First, Song of Innocence and Experience was published in 1794. Then the title page combined that the aim of the poem is to show contrary state of human soul. Two contrary state of human soul. So Song of Experience is juxtaposed against Song of Innocence. In Song of Innocence there are 19 poems, and Song of Experience there are 26 poems. What does it show? It juxtaposes, एक दूसरे के साइड में रखते हैं the innocent pastoral world of childhood against the adult world that is corrupted and that is full of repression. So here the lamb is from the Song of Innocence. Here the child, because he is immature, he asks the lamb who has made him, and then the lamb and he himself gives the answer. But when the same child becomes older, he asks the tiger who has made it, because the lamb is an innocent being, and if the God made lamb, should he made the tiger too who kills the lamb? So first we will see the first part of the poem, that is the lamb. This is very small poem and very the speaker is a child, a naive innocent child, who asks the lamb that little lamb who made thee, dost thou know who made thee? So here the child is asking the lamb if he knows who has made it. यहाँ पे बच्चा जो है वो lamb को पूछ रहा है कि उसको पता है उसको किसने बनाया. And then he again asks the question, gave thee life and bid thee feed. Do you know who has given you the life and who has given you the feed, who has given you the food to eat? Because then the lamb is described in the natural environment where it jumps here and there. So where does he eat? By the stream and over the meat. So he drinks by the stream of the river, and then he eats from the meadows, charagah se, through the running field he eats. And then he asks, gave the clothing of delight. Do you know that who has given you the clothing of delight? So what is this clothing? The woolly clothing, जो lamb के ऊपर wool होता है, तो उसको बोला है clothing of delight. Softest clothing, woolly bright. So do you know that who has given you this clothing that is woolly, bright? It's a coat made out of soft white wool. Gave this such a tender voice. So you know who has given you this tender voice, because there is a juxtaposition of lamb's tender voice against the ferocious sound created by the tiger. Making all the valleys rejoice. So when you speak, whole the valley rejoice. पूरे valley में लोग खुश हो जाते हैं. Little lamb who made thee, dost thou know who made thee? So here the child is asking the lamb if he knows who has made the lamb, if the lamb knows who has given it the life, who has given it the food, who has given the water to drink by the stream and grasses to eat from the meadows, who has given him the coat of woolly, bright and tender voice. And then the next stanza, child itself answers and says, the little lamb, I'll tell thee. So it may be like in the childhood we usually ask some question, then we go running to our parents and we ask कि ये क्यों होगा, and the parents give you, and in our innocence we accept that explanation and then come to tell to believe on that. So here the child innocently says that little lamb I tell thee, little lamb I tell thee, मैं बताता हूँ तुम्हें. He is called by the name. So who is he? The one who has created the lamb. He is called by thy name. So Christ, the figure of Christ is always shown holding the lamb, and he is equated as innocent as equated with the lamb. So he is as innocent as the lamb. So the child says that he is called by the name, for he calls himself a lamb. He is meek and he is mild. The one who has created you is also meek and mild like you, and he become the little child. So God is like the little child. And then he says, I a child and thou a lamb. So here there is a parallel between I, child as a speaker, then lamb, and then the God. And here he says that we all are equal. We are called by his name. Little lamb, God bless thee. Little lamb, God bless thee. So this is the poem, The Lamb. Thank you.